Guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Joan Laporta is planning a massive rebuild of the squad this summer. He wants to do something similar that he did back in 2004, where he let go of 14 players and signed 11 players. He wants to do the exact same this Barcelona and start a brand new revelation at the club. And of course, players will have to come in. Right now, the top priority right now at the club, no doubt about it, is Robert Lewandowski alongside Raphinha as well. But with Raphinha, it depends whether or not Leeds get relegated. But Lewandowski is a top priority. Apparently, his family and his wife want to come to Barcelona, and Lewandowski will leave Bayern Munich if he cannot agree to a contract renewal. Along with the attack, the club really want to reinforce the defense this summer transfer window as well, both in the left back, right back, and also in that center back position alongside Christensen. The club want to sign another center back. Right now, Lisandro Martinez is the main objective. For left back, the main objective is having Galan and Grimaldo. And for the right back position, the club want to sign Azpilicueta. And of course, with these players coming in, there will be exits as well this summer. So many players have an opportunity to leave. You can go Lenglet, Mingueza, Umtiti, Memphis, Luke, Adama, Pjanic, Trincao, Coutinho. So many players could and should leave the club this summer, and that will have a heavy impact on the players we sign as well. And lastly, contract renewal updates. There has been a player who signed a brand new deal at the club over the past 24 hours, and I have the name for you. It's not Gavi, it's not Araujo, and it's not Ousmane Dembele either. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 300 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. The first player that we have been linked with, of course, like the second week in a row, is Robert Lewandowski. We do have some more reports about him. Firstly, coming in from Sport, they've come out saying that with Holland impossible, Robert Lewandowski is the chosen number 9 for Barcelona. There have been contacts with people close to him. The Pole would be delighted to play for Barcelona, and he can leave for 40 million euros if he does not renew his contract with Bayern Munich. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Javi has informed Barcelona that Robert Lewandowski is willing to reduce his current salary with Bayern Munich to join Barcelona. Now that is absolutely huge. He's willing to take a new challenge before retiring, and he does like the idea of joining Barcelona. So now we're hearing the reports that have come out now that Lewandowski is willing to take a pay cut to join Barcelona. That for me is absolutely huge. Now, does that mean he'll do it? I don't know. He's earning right now around 400k a week at Bayern Munich. Is he going to bring that down to, let's say, for example, 300,000, 200,000? Who knows? But if you think about it, if say, for example, oh, Depay could leave this summer. He earns around 120k per week. You could say, for another example, Lenglet earns 100k a week. That right there is almost 250k a week. You can give that right to Lewandowski straight away. Of course, those exits will have to be materialized as well. But him reducing his salary for me is absolutely huge and could definitely materialize this move to Barcelona if, of course, he does not renew his contract with Bayern Munich. Now, Mundo Deportivo also came out saying that Lewandowski turns 34 very soon, but he's in excellent physical condition and has never suffered any major injury in his career. Lewandowski is open to joining Barcelona, and his wife is also passionate about living in the great city like Barcelona. Now, a few weeks ago, his wife was on Instagram learning Spanish, so take that as you will. I mean, that's definitely not a coincidence in my opinion. But nonetheless, his wife wants to come to Barcelona, and now Lewandowski is open to that operation as well. And finally, Gerardo Romero came out saying that Joan Laporta wants to sign Lewandowski and close the deal soon. The player and his family are keen on joining Barcelona and living in Barcelona as well. It depends, though, on the financial situation of Barcelona. Can they afford the transfer fee and also the players' wages? He also said right now there is a 60% chance that Lewandowski does arrive to Barcelona this summer. Now, 60% is quite big. That's more than half, of course. I think, like I said before, and I'll say it again, it all depends on his renewal with Bayern Munich. Right now, that's going terribly. Bayern Munich have had a meeting with his agent, but during that meeting, they didn't talk about renewal. They talked about other crap, which I don't know what it is, but they did not talk about his renewal. It's in the hands of Bayern Munich. They have the keys. They have the step ahead. They have the player. It's up to them. If they renew his contract, he's going to stay. No problem. So if they give him the money that he wants, give him the contract that he wants, he'll stay 100%. If they don't, Lewandowski will push for a move and say, look, I want to leave this summer. That is clear for me. Bayern Munich could say no, force him to stay, and then let him go for free next summer. That still is a possibility. But Bayern Munich want the money, cash out now. This summer is that opportunity. If you do remember that Lewandowski did join Bayern Munich from Borussia Dortmund on a free deal as well, so they will make profit from that operation, but if he leaves for free next summer, they won't do so. We'll wait and see. All I can say right now is that Barcelona are pushing. They are in pole position to sign him. The player is open to the move, and also his family / his wife wants to come to Barcelona as well. Again, it's all in the hands of Bayern Munich, and they will have some more meetings in the next few weeks. After that, we'll have a good idea of Lewandowski's situation, but right now, still unclear. We'll wait and see, but Barcelona have chosen Lewandowski as their new number 9 and the marquee signing for this summer. Now, along with Lewandowski, another forward that Barcelona want to sign this summer as well is Raphinha, the Brazilian winger from Leeds United. Sport came out saying that Raphinha and Lewandowski are the forwards Barcelona want to sign this summer. And apparently, Ronald Araujo came out saying there's a 75% chance that Raphinha does join Barcelona this summer. Now with Raphinha, it depends on whether or not Leeds get relegated. Of course, right now, as I record this video, they are currently 5 points above the relegation zone. There's still a possibility they could get relegated, but right now it's looking good for them. If they don't get relegated, Leeds are going to ask for like 60, 50 million euros. If they do get relegated, 25 million euro release clause that'll be activated by Barcelona 100%. And if you do remember, a month ago, we did reach an agreement with Raphinha on personal terms. So that won't be a problem whatsoever. 5-year contract, already agree with him. The question now is, will Leeds get relegated or not? And also, what is the future of Dembele and Adama Traore? Right now, both their futures are unclear, uncertain, and also there's no updates on their future anyways. But Raphinha is in pole position to join as the new winger for Barcelona this summer. Again, the question is on Leeds getting relegated and the future of those two players. But there is another winger that also has been linked with Barcelona as well, and that is Riyad Mahrez. Foot Mercado came out saying that Barcelona are among the many clubs interested in Riyad Mahrez, who could leave Man City in the summer. AC Milan are the most interested in the Algerian. Chelsea, Real Madrid, and PSG are also interested. Mahrez's contract with Man City expires next summer in June 2023, so either they sell him this summer or renew his contract. And with Erling Haaland coming in, a lot of the forwards at Man City, their futures are very, very unclear. Along with Gabriel Jesus, you could also include Riyad Mahrez in that conversation. I think Mahrez is an absolutely fantastic player. His touch is one of the best touches I've seen in football, probably better than any touch of the player at Barcelona. But I think with his age, he can't be part of this new project. But then again, we are linked with Azpilicueta, who's 35, Lewandowski, who's 35 as well. So you never know with the Riyad Mahrez. I think it all depends on Raphinha, whether or not Leeds stay up or not. Will Mahrez be cheaper? Because if they're both going to be the same price, I'd much rather go for Raphinha 100%. But if Mahrez will be significantly cheaper, I think he could be the better option. We'll wait and see. Still early days. His priority Mahrez, of course, is to stay at Man City and renew his contract. And if he doesn't renew his contract, he could leave Man City this summer, leaving Barcelona being interested. Now, along with the attack, another priority for Barcelona to reinforce this summer is the defense. Most importantly, center backs with Lenglet, Umtiti Mengueta very likely to leave the club this summer. The club want to bring in one more center back alongside Andreas Christensen, and right now the only name on the table is Lisandro Martinez from Ajax. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Lisandro Martinez is on Barcelona's agenda. The club want to sign a left-footed center back and have good reports on him. Barcelona value they can also play as a single pivot in the Busquets role and also as a left back. His salary isn't much. Player swaps with Ajax are also possible as well. I think he's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right profile, right price, right system, right style. He's fantastic for me. I think Lisandro Martinez is a great defender. I think him coming to Barcelona would be absolutely fantastic. No competition for him really as well. The question right now is, can Barcelona afford him really? He's going to cost around 30 million euros. We're going to get Lewandowski if we do for 40. Raphinha is going to be 60. The question is what happens in those other places. Because of course, Lisandro Martinez, I'll be completely honest with you, he's not Barcelona's priority, which kind of sucks in my opinion. Raphinha and Lewandowski are ahead of him. Those two combined, if Leeds United stay up, it's 100 million euros. Do they have enough money to buy him? I'm not quite too sure, but there is some good news around Martinez, and this is coming in from Roberto Renewal. He came out saying that Mateu Alemany is going to travel in the coming weeks to try and sign another central defender. So it's quite clear that Barcelona right now are looking for another center back. Mateu Alemany now is going to be traveling over the next few weeks to try and sign another center back. The question right now is, who's it going to be? But in the media, we've only been linked with Lisandro Martinez as that only center back. Of course, there were Rudiger links, but now he's going to Real Madrid. That's a done deal, which kind of sucks that we missed out on him. Great center back, but was asking for too much money. So Alemany right now is going to be signing another center back. The question is, who's it going to be? And right now, the only name on the table is Lisandro Martinez. Now, along with a center back, the club ought to also reinforce the fullback position. Firstly, on the right-hand side, they have chosen apparently Azpilicueta. This is coming in from Sport. They've come out saying that Cesar Azpilicueta was the chosen one to reinforce the right back position, but his contract got unilaterally extended until June 2023. But if an agreement with Chelsea can be reached for his exit, he will arrive at Barcelona this summer. So apparently Barcelona wanted to sign Azpilicueta for the right back position. If that's the case, there is no way you can sell Dest. You're telling me you want to have Azpilicueta and Dani Alves as the two right backs next season? 35 and 37 years old? Absolutely no chance. I would have had all three of them, have Azpilicueta as a center back and left back reinforcement as well. That would be, for me, would have been absolutely fine. But with now Azpilicueta's contract being automatically extended, it does leave the big question mark. Again, we're in the same situation where they wait for the new Chelsea owners to come in, and Azpilicueta will sit down and meet with them. If they let him go for free or let him go in general, 1,000% he's coming to Barcelona. Absolutely no doubt about that. He will be a Blaugrana this summer. The question now is, will he leave Chelsea or not? Now, along with the right back, the club are also looking for a new left back this summer, which for me should be the priority in that defense. And Sport have come out saying that Barcelona do not want to spend much money on a left back as Jordi Alba is indisputable. The chance of Jose Gaya coming in right now are very, very low as he's close to renewing his contract with Valencia. Other options for Barcelona include Javi Galan, Alex Telles, Alex Grimaldo, Tagliafico, and Alex Moreno. All these options I would take. I'll be completely honest with you. I think every single one has their perks. A lot have their pros. A lot have their cons. I think Gaia for me is the dream. That's very, very unlikely. Moreno, very, very experienced in the league. Tagliafico, very strong, very experienced as well. And Javi Galan, of course, he's probably right now the favorite. I think Alex Telles, of course, right now he's doing absolutely terribly at Manchester United. But I believe in a Barcelona system under Xavi, he can be a great left back. I want that the Portuguese league Telles. He was fantastic. I think him at Barcelona would be perfect. Now on Javi Galan, there are reports coming in from AES saying that Javi Galan is the chosen one by Barcelona to reinforce the left back position in the squad next season. Apparently Xavi wants to have Javi Galan, but Gerardo Romero came out saying that I have some big news about Alex Grimaldo that I'll let you guys know very soon. So I would rather have Grimaldo over Galan for sure. I think Grimaldo is more experienced. He knows Barcelona better. And I mean, he's clearly the better left back. I think Javi Galan's kind of, the understudy, low-key option, the cheap option that if you can get anyone, you get him. I don't think he should be the priority. So we'll wait and see. Right now, I say Grimaldo and Javi Galan are the two options. The rest are very, very unlikely. Of course, Tagliafico could be like that last second option for very, very cheap. Same with Alex Telles. I think Moreno will not leave Betis. Betis will ask for a lot of money. And of course, Gaia will be staying at Valencia. So we'll have to wait and see. The club do want to bring in a left back, but they don't want to spend too much money and are waiting to see who will be their main candidate. Now, the 2022 summer transfer window right now is on track to being one of the biggest summers in the club's history, as Joan Laporta is planning a massive rebuild of the squad to start a brand new revolution at Barcelona. This is coming in from Sport. They've come out saying that Barcelona are clear that they urgently need new signings. The FFP rules make it very tough. The wage cap right now is currently at negative 144 million euros, and it could be worsened soon. They are working on new deals with CVC in the sale of Barcelona studios and also player exits as well. But Barcelona want to reinforce up to 7 positions this summer. A goalkeeper maybe, a center back, 2 fullbacks, a midfielder, and 2 forwards. Xavi wants 2 competitive players per position and that he can have many options to choose from and set out different plans. Of course, that pretty much cost us a season as Xavi never rotated at all, which cost us a lot of points and also trophy opportunities as well. Sport also came out saying that Joan Laporta wants a plan to carry out a similar revolution that he did in 2003 when 14 players left and 11 players were signed. The club is working very hard to get out of the economic problems, and right now Eric Garcia, Araujo, Pedri, Gavi, Nico, Ferran, and Ansu Fati are the only untouchables in the squad. Now, I can tell you for a fact that Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Frenkie de Jong are also included in that, but those players are the untouchables. Everyone else is up for sale. So let's go through each position quickly and see where we're currently at. Firstly, on the goalkeeper department, Sport came out saying that Neto's exit is very certain, and Iñaki Peña has a good chance to be Marc-Andre ter Stegen's backup next season, but the club wants to evaluate well before making a final decision. It's not ruled out that a new goalkeeper will be signed from the outside. So right now the plan is for Iñaki Peña to come in as the backup, and Neto will leave. But right now, the club could maybe bring in another goalkeeper like Dimitrievski, Maximiliano from Granada. That could be an option as well. It does depend on the money that we have and also the reports coming in and the trust on Iñaki Peña as well. But the plan right now, Iñaki Peña will come in. A new goalkeeper could do if the club do not trust Iñaki Peña. Now for the defenders, Barcelona have 6 center backs right now: Araujo, Piqué, Garcia, Lenglet, Umtiti, Mingueza. The first 3 will definitely stay next season, and a way out will be look for the last 3. And of course, Andreas Christensen will arrive, and the club are looking to bring in another center back as well. So Lenglet, Umtiti, Mingueza. 1,000% the club will do their best to let them leave this summer. The question is will they be leaving or not. Araujo, Piqué, and Garcia will stay, as we all know. Christensen is coming in, and the club are also looking for a new center back as well. In the midfield, Xavi wants to have 6 competitive midfield options in the squad. As of now, they are expected to have Busquets, Pedri, De Jong, Gavi, Nico, and Franck Kessie next season. If any of them surprisingly leave, a new midfielder will arrive. So the midfield right now is sorted. Nothing will change. It'll be Busquets, Kessie, Pedri, De Jong, Gavi, and Nico. Unless one of them leave, no midfielder will come in. So we don't have to worry about the midfield this summer. I think it's pretty much set in stone. Again, maybe watch out for Frankie De Jong. But again, we do have some news about Frankie De Jong. Romano came out saying that Manchester United and Erik ten Hag would love to have Frankie De Jong, but a possible deal is very complicated. The player wants to play in the Champions League, and also Xavi is fighting to keep him at Barcelona. I think selling Frankie De Jong this summer would be an absolute disaster. Of course, if a big offer comes in, 100 million plus, you sit down, you study it, and you consider it. Sure. But if they offer 70 million euros, that's what's being reported right now. I mean, come on. We paid more for Frankie De Jong. He is a player for the future. I get it. He played absolutely shite against, who did he play? Rayo Vallecano, but still the whole rest of the goddamn team. I don't know why, but for the local fans in Barcelona, like the Catalunya fans, there is a big agenda against Frankie De Jong. I don't understand why. For me, he's a fantastic player. In that right-hand side of the midfield, he's superb. He can play the CDM as well. He is the future of that Barcelona midfield. He played crap again, just like everyone else. I don't understand why people want to sell him. The club don't want to sell him. Joan Laporta, Mateu Alemany, Jordi Cruyff, and Xavi have all come out in the media over the past 48 hours saying that Frankie De Jong is the future of the midfield. He will not be let go, and yet we're still hearing rumors about him leaving. But I do understand if a big offer comes in, it will be studied, it will be determined. But until that offer comes in, Frankie De Jong 1,000% staying at Barcelona, and for Xavi, of course, he isn't untouchable. But a midfielder who's not untouchable for Xavi this summer and the club as well, actually the club are desperate to get rid of him, is Philippe Coutinho. The Telegraph in the UK have come out saying that at the time it seemed obvious that Aston Villa will buy Philippe Coutinho, but now there are some doubts at the English club. Coutinho's performances have recently dropped off. He has a very high salary and they will have to pay Barcelona 40 million euros as well. I'm not worried about this. If Aston Villa don't buy him, it'll be Tottenham, it'll be Arsenal, it'll be Everton, it'll be someone else. I can tell you right now, categorically, 1,000% Coutinho will leave the club this summer. Do you know why? Because his contract expires in 2023. He has 1 year left on his contract. If the club want money for him, they have got to sell him now. They will not be let alone this summer. He either stay at the club or maybe, God forbid, renew his contract. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Philippe Coutinho. But do remember that Steven Gerrard, the Aston Villa manager, is a massive fan of Coutinho and will do everything he can to keep him at the club for next season. So overall, let's go to some players that are going to be leaving the club this summer. Sport have come out and said that players who the club want to get rid of are Lenglet, Umtiti, Mingueza, Dest is there apparently, Ricky Puig, Memphis, and Braithwaite. Dani Alves, Roberto, Dembele, Luka Dama, their future is uncertain, depends on many factors such as new contracts for other players as well. If you go to that main list, I think Lenglet, Umtiti, Mingueza, okay, they're going to leave. Dest, I don't understand why we're going to let Dest go. There is no other right back available right now. Mazzuari is going to Bayern Munich. If you sign him and let go of Dest, I would understand that. But if you let Dest go, who are you going to replace him with? Azpilicueta? Really? Really? For me, it makes no sense to sell Dest. There's no right back available, and he's doing well. I get it. He's very, very injury prone at the moment, but there's no point in selling him. Ricky Puig with that midfield slot that we already talked about, he's got to go. I think Memphis is not fit in the system. He's on big money as well. He should leave as well until he came on a free deal. We should cash out for him this summer and get some money. Braithwaite, don't even get me started on him. I think Dani Alves in the end will renew his contract. I think Xavi will push for it. Roberto, we'll talk about him in a few seconds. Dembele, I would keep Dembele, but it's all up to him. If he's asking for 800k a week still, get him out the door. You see his shooting against Rayo Vallecano? My freaking God. He wants 800k a week? Get out of my face. Luke de Jong, again, as a third choice, I wouldn't mind keeping him. But again, does he want to be that third choice? And also, how much would the pay Sevilla to keep him? Because remember, he's on loan. We're not going to loan him again because he has 1 year left on his contract with Sevilla, and Sevilla want to cash out on him like this summer, like we want to do with Felipe Coutinho. We'll wait and see. Adama, can't see us buying him. I think another loan could happen, another season-long loan, maybe with an option to buy next summer, or maybe an obligation to buy, so we had him on loan for 2 seasons. But if Adama does not stay, watch out for Raphinha, like we talked about in the beginning. So overall, big rebuild coming in for Barcelona this summer. A lot of players are going to leave the club. A lot of players are going to be signed as well. The question is, how fast can Barcelona do it, and how well will they do it as well? Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of Sergi Roberto. Now, last week, the club had their final meeting with Roberto and his agent and offered him one final contract, a 1-year contract renewal with an option of a 2nd year based on his performances with a 50% wage reduction. It was up to Roberto. The club gave him 1 week to accept or decline that renewal, and that 1 week has passed, and we do have Roberto's answer. He has indeed agreed to a contract extension. Sport were the one that broke the stories, to credit to them. They came out saying that Sergi Roberto has accepted Barcelona's renewal offer and will stay at the club for 1 more season. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Roberto will reduce his salary by more than 50%. The contract will be extended for 1 more year. The agreement is not closed quite yet, but Roberto has indeed given the go-ahead. He had better offers from Italy and England, but has decided to stay in Barcelona. Lucero from Marca came out saying that Sergi Roberto will stay at Barcelona for 1 more season. He has accepted Barcelona's renewal offer of a very low salary and knows that he will not be a starter next season. And lastly, Esport 3 came out saying that Sergi Roberto will renew his contract with Barcelona for 1 more season until June 2023 with a 50% wage reduction. It is expected to be official in the coming days, and Xavi has played a key role in his continuation at the club. When I saw this, I was shocked. I could not believe it. But then again, I said to you guys before, it would be a typical Roberto thing. La Masia, born and bred, been in the club since 2010, 4th captain. I wouldn't have been surprised if he did accept it, but he has accepted that contract renewal, 1-year extension with an option of another year based on his performances with a 50% wage reduction, which does mean the midfield will now be what? De Jong, Frank Kesse, Busquets, Gavi, Nico, Pedri, and now Roberto. With Roberto staying now, I think that means big implications as well for Azpilicueta, because of course Roberto can play at right back as well. He can play as that inverted fullback that we've seen Dani Alves play over the past few months. This for me blows so much out. This blows everything wide open. The midfield now is done. Ricky Puig is finished. He will leave 100%. There's no chance we sign any midfielders. And now in the right back spot, there is a big question as well. What will happen with Dest, Azpilicueta, Dani Alves as well? But Roberto has agreed to a contract extension. It's not done yet, of course, like Mundo Deportivo said. He's given the go-ahead. Now they will finalize the operation, finalize the details, the figures, all that sort of stuff. And apparently, according to Esport 3, it will be signed and announced in the next few days. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm in absolute shock, but Roberto se queda. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Ronald Araujo, who of course, along with Roberto, has also agreed to renew his contract with Barcelona. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Araujo is expected to sign his contract renewal by the end of this week, possibly Friday. The agreement is already closed. Many English clubs tried to convince Araujo with his high offers, which are much higher than Barcelona's offer, especially from Manchester United. Araujo did not look at the money. He wanted to stay at Barcelona, but wanted to feel valued. The agreement is now total, so Araujo will stay as well. His agreement has been reached as well. We could get Roberto and Araujo contract renewal announcements this week. We'll have to wait and see, but most likely Araujo. He is done. It's been done since over the past weekend. Now the question is, when will Barcelona announce it? According to Mundo Deportivo, it could be around Friday, but Araujo as well se queda. The next and final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Pablo Gavi, and with Araujo and Roberto pretty much done, Gavi is now the absolute priority at Barcelona. Mateu Alemany from Sky Sports came out saying the meeting between Barcelona and Gavi to discuss his contract renewal will now be held in May. No meeting will happen this week. So apparently this week, Barcelona will finalize Roberto and Araujo, and then next week, when May of course kicks in, they will then focus on Gavi. Mundo Deportivo also came out saying that Gavi has always shown his loyalty towards Barcelona, and he only wants to stay and make a career as a Barcelona player. He has no intentions of listening to any other offers. Contact between the two parties will assume after the Real Mallorca match. So again, Mundo Deportivo backing up Mateu Alemany, saying that next week we will start discussion over Gavi. Now, Fabrizio Romano has been saying now for like 3 months that one more meeting is needed. I don't think that's the case now. It looks like there's going to be more meetings need to be happen to renew his contract. And you're wondering what's happening with Dembele. With Dembele, we have no idea. There have been no updates over the past few weeks. What I think the club's plan right now is over the next 2 or 3 weeks to finalize Gavi, Araujo, and Roberto. Then for that last month and a half for middle of May and then the end of June, all in for completely focus on Ousmane Dembele. Gerardo Romero came out saying there's still a 60% chance that Dembele does stay, which I think is a bit in the air. But right now, no doubt at the club, the focus is now Gavi. We have got to renew him, man. He's a fantastic, beautiful player to watch on the pitch. He's a typical Barcelona player as well. The good thing is that Gavi has no intention of leaving. He's going to block out all that noise from Liverpool and Bayern Munich and focus on Barcelona. But of course, Barcelona have to offer him the right contract. You can't give him, $5 a week or something like that. He's not going to stay, right? You got to give him a proper salary, proper wages so he can feel valued like Araujo, and then he will stay. We'll have to wait and see, but Gavi's renewal right now is the absolute priority at Barcelona. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is to give you guys one injury update around the first team at Barcelona, and that is, of course, an injury update on Sergio Dest, who did go off injured in the match against Rayo Vallecano on the weekend. The club have now confirmed that Sergio Dest suffers from an injury in his right thigh. He is out for now, and the evaluation of his injury will mark his availability. But we do got some reports about him. Of course, it has been leaking in the media, and it's coming in from Gerardo Romero, who by far right now is the best source in Barcelona. He's come out saying that Sergio Dest's season is over. Due to his hamstring he has suffered, he'll be out for around 4 to 6 weeks, which of course is the rest of the season. I'm starting to think now Dest is injury prone, man. He's looking like a little Ousmane Dembele. He comes back for one game, then he's out for another month. It sucks. It sucks. And this may be why the club want to sell him. Very, very injury prone for this season anyway. Even last season he got injured a bit as well. Every time he comes back, you think, oh, Dest is finally back. We'll have some good energy down that right-hand side. Even give Jordi Alba some rest as well. Plays one game and then he's out. Remember, Cadiz, he only played one half. He came on against Real Sociedad for like the last 20 minutes. Played one half against Cadiz. And now he's done for the rest of the season. So no more Dest this season. It kind of sucks. We're going to have to rely a lot on Dani Alves and Jordi Alba now. And now Dest's future is certainly in the air. Markov came out saying that Sergio Dest's future at Barcelona remains unclear. Following his latest injury, it's possible that he might have already played his last game for the club. Now, he could be back for that all-star match against Sydney or whatever it is in Sydney, sorry. So he could be back for that game. Still could play one more game for Barcelona. But the Rayo Vallecano match could have been his last official game for Barcelona. I think his future is definitely in the air, especially with these injury worries. But the question is for me, who are you gonna bring in to replace him? Because you're bringing in Azpilicueta, I'd rather have an injury-prone Dest than Azpilicueta coming in at his age, at his time in his career. So wait and see on Dest. His future's in the air, and he'll also be out for the rest of the season. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know, firstly, is your thoughts on Joan Laporta's rebuild this summer. Do you think he will get that rebuild done? Do you think he'll let go of 10 players and bring in 10 players as well? Don't forget those players out on loan as well. Trincao, Pianch, their future in the air as well. Secondly, on Lewandowski, you think he'll end up coming to Barcelona or not? Thirdly, on that center back, it's quite clear alongside Christensen that when it's not another center back, if it's not Lisandro Martinez, who would you go for? And also on that left back, if it's not Javi, Galan, or Grimaldo, who would you go for as well? And lastly, it's also about those contract renewals of Roberto and Araujo, Gavi coming in, and also about Ousmane Dembele. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca. Thank you.